6 days to go now, Thursday night. Been a really interesting day. Lots of action this afternoon. I posted a couple of brief videos on YouTube simply because it was the easiest way of getting into the attention of somebody at the agency who I'd called earlier in the day. But the feedback I've had, I'm just utterly astonished at and really encouraged, so thanks ever so much for that. I basically rung the agency up and said, I think you ought to have a look at these, because obviously if you're going to go through with this, and I realise you do have targets to meet, then obviously I have a responsibility too to help others not to fall victim to the sorts of scams I think I've fallen victim to. Anyway, to cut a long story short, I said you either phone back by 5 o'clock or I'm going to post them, and she kind of did, and is going to talk to me again. But there's lots more to follow on that. And I also phoned up to the head office in London because I write to the Lord there on a fairly regular basis. And one of the senior officers lied in a sworn affidavit to court in order to get rubber stamped the order which has led to me being thrown out my house. And I could prove he was lying, but the agency have clearly been reluctant to admit that. And the only answer I get is that, well, you could have argued your case in court, which we all know is rubbish in that situation. And what happened is I know they've got on the records proof that he was lying, and I've got a document which actually proves that they know that, but rather than admit he was lying and put the matter straight, they just resort to a cover-up. So I wrote to Lord Mackenzie, and the system there is absolutely brilliant. The letter of complaint about this officer to Lord Mackenzie gets passed to the officer you're complaining about to investigate themselves and reply. No doubt in the wisdom of our government, the next OAP czar is probably likely to be Harold Shipman on the same principle. Absolutely barking mad. So that was a particular highlight of the day. I also tried getting in touch with my MP today again. I wrote about 2 weeks ago asking when are your surgery meetings, because they're often on a Friday. And I've got no reply, which is not unusual, I have to say. So I rang up the office in London, who didn't know when the surgery meetings were. So I think that's excellent service really to a constituent, that you actually ring up the office and they can't even tell you when the meetings are, but there you go. Tomorrow's another day. I will catch up with you then.